Welcome to the ACT Teacher Quality Institute. This short session today is about the provisional to full registration process, the graduate to proficient level of the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers. In the ACT, all new graduates and a range of other applicants for teacher registration, for example, some teachers from interstate or overseas, or teachers returning to the profession after an absence, are usually in the first instance granted provisional registration. What a privilege and an honour it is to educate a child who belongs to a family. We as educators have a huge responsibility and job to educate our young Australians of the future. We are the learning profession that creates all other professions. The purpose of this short session today is to provide an overview of the role of TQI in supporting the teaching profession, provide you with some important messages around progressing to full registration, provide strategies of support throughout this process, and to remind you of some important must-knows about maintaining your teacher registration. The ultimate purpose of TQI is to improve learning outcomes and opportunities for students. All of TQI's work underpins the work of the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers. The Australian Professional Standards for Teachers are a public statement of what constitutes teacher quality. They describe elements of high-quality, effective teaching by making explicit the knowledge, practice and engagement required across different stages of a teacher's career. The standards provide a shared understanding and language within the teaching profession, enabling the profession to articulate what it knows, what it does, what it believes and what it values. The standards support the Melbourne Declaration on Educational Goals for Young Australians, which acknowledges the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century. TQI upholds standards of the ACT teaching profession. TQI works collaboratively with Catholic, independent, public schools and universities to enhance the education of ACT students through improving teacher quality. We uphold the standards-based teacher learning and assessment at the graduate and proficient level that ensures pre-service and early career teacher professionalism and competence. We work closely with employers to promote continuous professional learning for teachers and adherence to the Code of Professional Practice and Conduct, the hallmarks of being a member of a profession. TQI hosts a range of networks. These include the ACT Beginning Teacher Network, the ACT Casual Teacher Network, and the ACT Teacher Mentoring Network. All our networks and network meeting dates are promoted on the TQI portal under Events. The Australian Professional Standards for Teachers have 4 career stages: Graduate, Proficient, Highly Accomplished and Lead. The AITSL, the Australian Institute of Teacher and School Leadership My Standards app, can be downloaded, and some teachers find this handy as a digital format useful on their device. The AITSL My Induction app has also been launched with useful resources, questions and wellbeing resources. An online version of the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers is also recommended for digital planning. As teachers, we are on a professional growth journey. The Proficient career stage underpins nationally consistent registration of teachers in Australia. In order to obtain full registration as a teacher, you must demonstrate evidence of your practice at the level of the Proficient career stage. Provisional registration forms part of the continuation of an ongoing development from pre-service education to career-long learning. Achievement of full registration is a significant achievement and an important milestone in a teacher's career. On this professional growth journey from graduate to the proficient career stage, you will practice and refine your skills in designing and implementing teaching strategies. You will become part of a team of professionals assessing the level and nature of the impact on your learners. This transition is where you will apply your knowledge and understanding to ensure that what you teach is relevant and meaningful to your learners, using feedback and assessment to analyse learning and plan interventions. As early career teachers or teachers returning to the profession, you will become active participants in the profession, seeking and using collegial advice and evidence to improve your practice. You will communicate effectively with colleagues, parents, and the wider community. As teachers, we take responsibility for our own learning and manage both the personal and professional demands of the teaching role. It is a teacher's responsibility to meet standards to progress to full registration. You will receive in-school support as you work towards demonstrating your achievement of the proficient level of the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers. This will involve support from a mentor, participating in classroom observations, and having mentors and supervisors observe and provide feedback on your practice. You will be involved in setting goals linked to the standards at the proficient level. The focus on induction, progressing from graduate to proficient, has 4 components. These include professional practices, professional identity, well-being, and orientation. The knowledge and skills involved in effective teaching is substantial. Some are learned in initial teacher education, but full engagement in teaching practice requires a deeper range of skills and increased sophistication in your teaching. On your professional growth journey, you will receive support from colleagues, school leaders, mentors in your school setting. Every teacher develops a teaching identity made up of your passions, your interests, your knowledge also about what good teaching is, your relationships with your peers and the community. You will be part of professional conversations through formal and informal networks and positive relationships with learners, parents and colleagues. Don't lose sight of the teacher you've always wanted to become. Teaching offers challenges and rewards, not only professionally but personally, but look after yourself on this professional growth journey. Like all professions, teaching takes place in an institutional context. This is where we learn all about the policies and day-to-day processes of a school setting. Progressing to full registration is a school-based development and assessment process. You will collect 6 to 10 rich and authentic pieces of evidence of your practice working as a teacher with students, colleagues, parents and the wider community. You will annotate this evidence at the proficient level of the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers, and you will organise and present your portfolio as a digital form, a paper-based form or a hybrid, a mixture of digital and paper. You will present this portfolio of evidence to a professional guidance panel. These will be the people that have supported you on this journey. That'll include the principal or the principal's delegate, your supervisor and your mentor. You will provide your portfolio of rich and authentic evidence to your professional guidance panel 2 days before you present. This allows a professional guidance panel to be able to become very familiar with your evidence before you present it to them. It allows them to also jot down any questions that they might need clarification while you present. They will then make on-balance judgment that you are demonstrating your achievement of all 7 standards and have accounted for all 37 descriptors at the proficient level of the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers. They will then complete a principal's recommendation for full registration. They will make comment on how your evidence demonstrates your achievement of the proficient level of the standards. Once the report is signed, it is then forwarded to TQI for assessment. It's important that you retain all your documentation for 2 years. That includes your recommendation report for full registration and your portfolio of evidence. Here are some important must-knows about maintaining your teacher registration. Teachers must have registration or approval to teach before teaching in an ACT school. Teachers must abide by the TQI Code of Professional Practice and Conduct. You must have a current Working with Vulnerable People General Registration Card from Access Canberra, and it is a condition of your registration to update employment and contact details on the TQI portal. And don't forget to record and reflect on professional learning in your PL profile on the TQI portal. This short session today has provided you with information about progressing to full registration. Where to next on this professional growth journey? Find out who your mentor is and negotiate a partnership agreement and plan your regular meetings to discuss your goals and evidence of practice against the proficient level of the standards. Find out who will be on your professional guidance panel and discuss with them how you will present your portfolio of evidence. Register for our future workshops, Professional Evidence for Full Registration. It's called Capturing Practice. It is a 2-hour workshop where we drill down into the process of evidencing your practice and annotating your evidence in preparation for presenting to your professional guidance panel. We also hold Taking the Lead workshop for mentors and school leaders so they can support you in this professional growth journey. Here are 3 documents to support you on this professional growth journey. The first one is the Progressing from Provisional to Full Registration, a guide for provisionally registered teachers. The second is a guide for professional guidance panels of provisionally registered teachers. And the last but certainly not least is AITSL's Graduate to Proficient, the Australian Guidelines for Teacher Induction into the Profession. All these 3 documents can be found on the TQI portal under Resources. Don't forget to download the My Standards app on your device. And if you haven't already, the My Induction AITSL app is very useful for beginning teachers. It supports you on your professional growth journey. The TQI Teacher Portal also has a range of resources, tools and support structures to help you on your professional growth journey. You can locate these under Resources under Early Career Teachers. Highlighting the importance of effective induction is captured in the Induction is Not Just Today clip, located on the AITSL website. If you haven't watched it, hop onto the AITSL website today and view it. Thank you.